Welcome back, vlog number 26. It's, I believe, week 7 or 8 of dieting, maybe longer. Who cares, because we got 3 weeks left to go. Basically 2 weeks of training, 1 week of chilling, resting, recovering, so I look semi-decent and not inflamed like a balloon. And then wrapping it all up, I'm not gonna do any shows outside the UK, for a very simple reason. I do not care about getting a pro card, not at this stage, or maybe not even next year, but it will come later on in life. My focus is just enjoying the process at the moment, see how far I can push this without being brain dead, and just learning how to adapt and run a really busy business alongside of starving myself, which is exciting, to say the least. Truth be told, I could be sitting here complaining about how shit I feel, how exhausting it is, how hungry I am, and all those things that everyone else does. And I'll admit, I have done it myself years ago. Now I don't care. It comes with experience, it comes because I have done this so many times, I have failed so many times, gone off rails, eaten shit, and it never serves the purpose. So at the moment, why is this so easy for me is because I have so many negative emotions associated with eating crap when I shouldn't, when I could just get on with my job, get my physique ready to where I want to be, and then deal with consequences that I don't want to eat garbage. So I have so many negative associations with feeling bloated after going out and eating too much of whatever, not looking the way I could have done had I been more strict, more disciplined with what I've done, and so on and so forth, basically because of acknowledgement that that food is going nowhere. Like the abundance of things we have now compared to what people had even just 30 years ago is ridiculous, and it's not going anywhere. We're not in like a state of emergency where you're not going to see potato for the rest of your life. I have lived from literally potatoes. It's not fun. Nothing else but a potato. Fuck that. This is why I appreciate fuck that. Now I can eat pretty much whatever the hell I want. And we have access to low calorie foods, we have access to spices from all over the world, and so on and so forth. People overcomplicate things because they have never experienced things I have, and this is why they fail, because they think they are deprived from things when you're literally living like a fucking king, and you should really appreciate that. That being said, this week was a bit of a challenge in terms of physical performance. So it's getting tough. My calories have gone down to 3,700 at the moment, and fucking Jesus, it's rough. And carbs around 500 odd, fats 30 grams a day, protein around 350, 400, depends on the day. Still having pretty much structured food throughout the week. That is looking exactly the same Sunday to Thursday morning. Today is Friday, 10th of September now, and today's a rest day, so my food will be more of a complex carb. So no jam sandwiches today because I'm not training. Probably same tomorrow. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. I do have kind of idea in back of my head that I might go out for a meal, get some red meat, get some steak, get some burger in me, whatever, because generally I don't have any red meat at the moment, but it does make me feel much better in terms of performance and stuff. But as we know, it's high in fat, so, and my approach at the moment is as low fat as physically possible. So I have took out soy milk. I'm just drinking skim milk now. Breakfast is bread and milk. Then I have post-workout shake with some fruit. Then I have oats with some berries. The next meal would be chicken and rice. Chicken and rice mess me up big time. This is why I eat it. It bloats me up like a balloon and I can't eat anything for hours. Only reason. Literally. It doesn't make me leaner or anything. Chicken and rice is probably the worst food for me. And this is why I choose to eat it. Just to put me off from food. Then later on the day, I'll do my second load of cardio. And I'll have a smoothie afterwards, which is usually giving me a lot of energy. So broccoli, spinach, berries, hydro whey, and just any dark green stuff that I can kind of chuck in. No dark green beans and stuff like that. Just stop doing that, guys. Leafy dark greens, leafy. And then finish up the day with some prawns, because I'm fed up of eating tilapia. Prawns are high protein, very low in fats. Prawns and stir fry. Also, I do cook it in water. I don't fry anything anymore. So eggs have gone out because it just don't taste nice, just egg whites. I might consider adding egg whites today in the rest day with my oats, just to bulk up, so make share volume of food much higher. But we'll see how I feel. Training wise, this week was supersets. Next week will be again heavy training. That being said, I do supersets at very precise pauses, stretches, everything is timed, and I use the highest weight possible to hit certain reps. Most of the exercise I either stayed same or improved slightly. We got 3 weeks left, 2 weeks left to training. If my strength dips in the next couple of weeks, I won't care anymore. So far everything is great. So mental clarity is still there. After 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I am brain dead. So health markers such as sex drive, sleeping, still not hating my life are still present. Everything's fine. And so yeah, I know somebody was telling me like, oh, I hate dieting, I lose sex drive and I'm always bloated and this and that. If I would have gotten to that point, I would reassess everything I do. Because then you're just doing something terribly wrong. You just shouldn't. You're pushing a bit too hard. Pushing hard is great, but push hard to what your body allows you to. Don't risk your health for the sake of six-pack. It's just daft. Seriously though. That being said, most of the people never push hard. They just don't understand what it is. They have learned to get tired in a gym, but they never train with intent. They go in the gym and I'm like, I'm gonna burn calories, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Just eat less. Make sure those calories work for you. This is what I mean by saying train with intent. This is what I mean. You go there, like, how can I execute this exercise in a more efficient way so I don't need to rest so much, so I can use same exact weight quicker instead of waiting 5 minutes between sets. So this was my emphasis on leg training, where I picked certain weight, which was probably half of what I physically could lift, but due to slight niggles that I suffered, and the main reason why I'm actually dieting, just to see how my physique looks like, I had to kind of mess about and get to a point where I don't get sick by just squatting 3 plates aside, which is embarrassing. Not really, because that keeps me safe and keeps me going. But that's good. That's another thing I want to touch up is spot reducing. So my legs are coming in last. Whereas before, my leg sessions would be the most intense sessions ever, and they would get shredded inside out really quick. So this is where your studies are flawed, that you can't lose body fat in certain ways. We kind of can, but you need to understand there is massive difference between making a study on some wannabe gangsters who are not even trained well, between someone who's doing it to extreme levels. And like GH, how it works, you can spot reduce by just taking it wherever the hell you want it, and then going for a walk, doing your cardio and whatnot. That area will get leaner quicker. That being said, you won't make much of a difference if you go from 20% body fat to 15% body fat. You won't notice any difference. But when you go in low single in low single digits, that's where you actually start seeing difference, seeing those spot reducing benefits, so to speak. My legs will come in last, and that's my kind of how can I even describe it, a thermometer for my conditioning, when my legs will become lean to the point I myself consider them lean. I know I'm ready, not just yet. So I am on the track to be the leanest I've been so far. It's just dealing with inflammation, making sure I'm not overdoing anything. Next week or so, I will still look inflamed. I do expect that 10 days out, I will start incorporating things that is more geared towards just getting rid of inflammation as quick as possible, which is more rest, more just low heart rate walks, ton of water, anti-inflammatories, vitamin C. I don't take anything like that at the moment, but I will add them later on. At the moment, I do appreciate inflammation just to make sure that I'm making progress. I have this water retention that kind of helps me from getting injured unnecessarily and all those kind of things. Supplement-wise, orals are out, apart from very low dose of, I believe 30 milligrams at the moment. Everything else is exactly the same until last week. Next week we are incorporating some anti-estrogen control as well. So that should make massive difference. If I will be lean enough, that should make instant difference within a week. But yeah, everything's great, everything's fine. Food is slightly adjusted, so lower fats. I'd rather have bowl of bloody rice than a spoonful of peanut butter. And like I said, I still train at higher volume, bigger weights, so those kind of food choices fit really well with me. Higher-ish carbs, which is 5 grams per kilo at the moment, something like that. A bit less than that. But it is what it is. I will probably be around 102, 103 kilos on stage. Well, on last week, because we most likely will carb load heavy as fuck. 1,000 grams of carbs don't touch sides. Heaviest I've ever done was 2012, I believe, where I had 2,300 grams of carbs a day. That's a lot of eating, a lot of cooking, a lot of just being in the kitchen and drinking. So that's when I look the best, and see if I can physically manage that, because we have those seminars to run through in UK as well in the same week. But those first couple of days will be depletion and then super compensation. I might end up being 104, 105 kilos on stage. I do not care where I really end up weight-wise, as long as my midsection is tight and as long as I get my legs striated, which they are already kind of showing signs of that. And as usual, drop me a message if you have any questions specifically for me. Like I said, it is a bit daunting. Thinking and functioning is becoming extremely I'm trying to use the right words, adventurous, I would say. Because the way you speak to yourself is how you're going to feel. If you keep saying I'm fat, I'm tired, I'm broke, I'm this and that, this is what you're going to attract. You're just going to focus on being that, because you focus on just manifesting that. I'm not any of that. I'm full of energy. I'm enjoying the journey. I'm really fascinated about that some people still don't believe that I eat jam sandwiches and consider bread being bad. I was raised on bread and milk and homegrown berries, which were turned into jam over winter, and I turned out to be fairly alright with that. My stomach tolerates it really well. I just can't eat rice and chicken. It bloats me to hell. So I'm sticking with what works for me. A lot of people get intolerant to eggs and so on and so forth, but that's more down to micronutrient content in that. But yeah, I'm not gonna blag on just for sake of talking. If you are watching this on YouTube, or if you're one of my clients where I share this separately as an unlisted video, so drop a comment, drop a like, drop a subscribe, whatever the hell you need to do, just to get some feedback that you're actually watching this. If you're on Broderick's website, drop comments below. Let me know what you want to hear about next. I am actually already exploring things, and I want to create different kind of content. If you would give me a nudge what you think would be useful, I might actually document how I am going about creating the content. Stupid as this. So Broderick gave me this opportunity to do this for his website, and I just ran straight into it because I had never done it before, and I knew it's a great environment for me to learn new things. As you have seen, I have progressed in terms of quality of content, quality of video, quality of audio. I started doing some editing, and next step for me will most likely I will create like a YouTube series about how I have gone from using my phone to record daft videos to using a camera, which is a bit more advanced than usual. That's how I progressed from one camera to another, what I bought, what I used, what I researched, what I learned, what editing softwares I use, and so on and so forth, how I plan my days, how I plan my work, how I plan my personal life, and how I deal with stress, because let's be honest, looking after so many people as I do, looking after myself, and then alongside of it, maintaining healthy relationships is challenging. And I'm extremely lucky that I have a very understanding girlfriend that I can sit down and talk about, look, if I feel like this, don't take it personal. This is because of this and that. And yeah, it's always about communicating. Whatever the hell usually happens wrong is just ignorance that we perceive that others see life exactly the way we do, when we just need to talk. Simple as. So yeah, I'll leave you on that note. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about watching all this. I really appreciate every single one person who is watching these things, because it kind of helps me to improve my own skills, be more presentable for others, because let's be honest, I don't want to do things just for myself. It's selfish, and if I can help someone who is in a very similar kind of place the way I am, having to work very long hours, doing a lot of things on side, and still want to look great, still want to feel good, I still want to help others. I hope this has helped you to kind of pull your finger out and do something similar for people you are surrounded with, because that is always the goal. Appreciate others and contribute for betterment of society, because money will give you no joy. Being able to connect with like-minded people and making never-ending progress in terms of personal development and everything else that comes with it is where the real happiness comes in place. At least for me. Maybe I'm terribly wrong. Maybe I'm assuming shit. You let me know. I'll speak to you next week.